guys are going to have to forgive me tonight because I got some serious allergies going on. And there's a significant chance stuff is going to fly out of my head. And I'm probably going to be doing this a lot. Because my face is like a floodgate right now. That could be a song. My face is like a floodgate. Salmon trying to spawn up my nose. As far as I know, there aren't any popular rock songs about salmon spawning. Could be. I haven't seen any chat yet, so if you're chatting, hey Charlie, you are here. Ah, trying to attempt to break the world record for number of sneezes by human in one 24-hour period. Pretty close, I think. what's happening in Boca Raton. I may end up cutting this short because it's very annoying and distracting and potentially quite rude to be sniffing and snorting as much as I am. Chilling on the deck, going up for another at the sandbar. What's tough about being at the sandbar? Or is that sarcasm? Literally having, I'm like polishing my guitar with, when the joke and the recipient of the joke are so far apart in understanding, it is a sarcasm. Terribly annoying. I thought I could make it through it better than I am, but I'm not. Thought there'd be more people out and about tonight. I don't think What's His Head or What's His Head are on tonight. So I thought I'd stick my head on. maybe, yeah, but with an H on the sarcasm. I didn't mean to come off that way. I was just like, if you're in this just to get a free pipe, move on. Because I'm not interested. I had somebody else comment that I sounded like I was angry. I think it was Simon. I didn't make the comment in there. Do I sound bitter? Nobody commented on the very start of that video, the whole Godfather thing. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. I thought I might see Mike in here tonight, but he told me he's been having internet problems. I think that's where most people's problems come from, is the internet. That's not true. Most people's problems come from themselves. They just disseminate them onto the internet. Hello, Phil. was that nursery rhyme about the, I don't remember, little boy or little girl putting their finger in the dike, the the wall that holds water back, not the angry Subaru driver. Then through a sound that I found in the cloud. Supposed to be a David Gilmour-ish kind of sound. It's not bad. I had to turn the delay down on it. The delay was nuts. Now it's like, I don't know if you can hear that. Let me turn it back to a louder. The delay was set to like, I don't know, 4.5 seconds or something. It just went. Just went on and on. Vacillate. Now there's a good word. Between utterly disappointed in the human race and leaning toward Big Brother brainwashing. Oh man, I don't come anywhere near the level of bullshit detection that our friend comes to. But that being said, he's not always wrong or anything. I tend to go back and forth between it doesn't matter and I don't want to know. I do think it's funny with our friend who took it as some sort of, I don't know what you would call it, kind of like a personal interest, I guess. What's the word I'm looking for? Took it upon himself to try to fix a person who is completely beyond repair. doesn't want to be fixed, can't be fixed, has been broken for a long time. And it took him like 2 years to figure out that it was a lost cause. Now, I don't know any Thunderbirds. I had an odd interaction with the Fabulous Thunderbirds when I was younger that kind of spoiled their music for me. I get a big kick out of that whole dynamic between those conspiracy theorists. It's like not just the ones that we're talking about, but just in general, the widespread. It's like you're in the same bucket. You have these weird ideas about how things work, and you all think that there's no way you can't be right. It's like you're absolutely dead on 100% right all the time, no matter what anybody says. And you hang out with all these other people that feel the same way, but your theories don't match. And they end up hating each other because, oh, you believe 112 of the things that I believe, but not 113. You heretic. You miss it. Yeah, you're lucky, Boca. I try to miss everything. I'm like, no, I couldn't eat another bite. I'm completely stuffed. Somebody's like, here, let me show you to the buffet. Look at all the things we have today. We have cynicism, we have bullshit, we have all for the low, low price of your sanity. I was thinking about one the other day. This doesn't really apply to me personally, but it's like, have you ever met a couple that whole smorgasbord of mediocrity? Rather than the pipe, yeah. What was I gonna say? Um, Met a couple that it's like one of them is always X and the other one is always Y. It's like, no, it's that, no, it's that, blah, blah, blah. You know, they're constantly back at each other's throat. It's like, what are the chances, do you think, you two people, that either one of you is always wrong or always right? What are the odds of that being the case? Yet neither one of you are relenting ever that the other one just might be right, or at least have an idea worth considering. That doesn't even have to be right and wrong. There's your string squeak, Phil, as opposed to the fret. Sound like some kind of Middle Eastern scale of some sort, or at least part of one. You're always right. Yeah, you are, Troy. In a very similar conversation. Mm. Y'all seem to have a knack for typing when I'm looking down. Rumors spreading around about that Texas town. In the shack outside LaGrange. You know what I'm talking about? Just let me know. If you wanna go to that home out on the range, they got a lot of nice girls. interpretation. We don't really play by the book here. I can't read. Play that funky music, white boy. Oh. Don't karaoke lives until. Hello, Sam. I don't know. I'm not playing anything in particular. I'm just jam sandwich. Yeah, Scales talking about playing multiple strings. If you play them, there's all kinds of cool stuff you can do with scales. You can play, these are fourths. So if you play a scale like but then you play it with fourths. You can do all kinds of stuff like that. I'm not dexterous, I guess that's the word, enough to necessarily be able to hit stuff all across strings. And you've got thirds. These would be thirds. I don't think those are necessarily thirds. These are fifths. Sixths. Maybe a flatted seven. No, that's a seven. I don't know what that is. It's dissonant. Gilmore used to play a lot of double stop stuff. Got to be up early, Deltona, for your. So sorry, Sam. I forgot about that. Gilmore used to play a lot of across the G and B string. Gums aren't throbbing anymore. That's a plus. Probably about, I don't know. Let's go with 40-ish years ago. I knew this guy named Don Clark. Don Clark, if he reminds you of anybody when you meet him, it's Hoss from Bonanza. Except he didn't sound like Hoss. He sounded like somebody from any town, USA. He was a guy. If you managed to find yourself, he hung out with this dude named Huck all the time. Huck was the kind of guy, if you hung out with him, you might find yourself in a fight with random people. He was just an agitator. He was about 4 foot nothing and mean as a snake. But he ran around primarily with Don, who was about 6'4", weighed about 300 pounds, like Master Blaster from Beyond Thunderdome. Anyway, we were out playing disc golf one day, and Don, we were with another guy who was always, it was never boring when Howie was around. Something always happened when Howie was around. So I think there were four of us that day. It was Huck, Don, Howie, and me. So the odds of something crazy not happening were practically zero. We didn't get in any fights or anything. I thought Don was going to kill Howie. We're playing disc golf, and we use those little discs that are like, I don't know, 8.5, 9 inches across, super heavy, like 170, 175 grams. You could throw one through a pine tree. I mean, they were heavy little clunkers, man. But you could throw them a mile, and the wind wouldn't affect them that much, as opposed to the old whammo frisbee you got out in the backyard and threw back and forth, where it could, you know. So anyway, Don gets up there and throws his. I guess he thought everybody had thrown their disc, and he starts walking, and he made it about, I would say, somewhere between 5 and 6 feet off the end of the little tee-off area. And Howie had one of them big whammos and big 180-gram monsters, thing you could spin on your finger for like a week and do all that kind of stuff. He reared back and ran up there and let his go, literally 5 feet behind Don, and it caught him right in the back of the head. Wham! I thought, if Don survives this, he's going to kill you, Howie. Don's like, just like killing him, And we're all back there just laughing our ass off because we couldn't help it. It's just one of those things, man. It's like you could have had intestines trailing behind you as you were walking down through there, and we would have still been laughing. Well, we walked down through there, I don't know, a couple of minutes later, something like that, just laughing our ass off. Don's still rubbing the back of his head. One of us finally got ourselves together enough where we could actually utter words and said something to the effect of, "Man, that was right in the middle of the back of his head." Don turns around and goes, "Actually, it was just a little off to the right." Crack fell laugh so hard that day. Good old Don. I don't know whatever happened to Don. Huck became a truck driver. Howie worked for the mail service for a number of years. Finally got himself straightened out. One time, something happened to Don. I can't remember. Something was always happening to Don, and it usually involved Huck. It's like, why he didn't kill that guy, I have no idea. Something happened to him, and his thumb was hurting, or one of his fingers, or something like that. He's like, "Dang, man, my finger's throbbing." Huck was off. "Is it throbbing, Don?" "Yeah, man, it's throbbing." Fob. myself set up to play along with stuff on here, and as soon as I hit go live, I didn't set something up right, and it completely killed all that other stuff. So here I am, throbbing. Remind me not to go hunt. Yeah, Howie became he grew up and became Dick Cheney. Why Huck was with him. Yeah, I knew. I worked with a guy. I had a boss one time. He was the most. He was a little guy. He was probably like 5'5", 5'6", something like that. 5'5", not very big, smart mouth that beyond compare, and he was one of the most narcissistic people I have ever known in my life. This is before I knew what a narcissist was. But in retrospect, he's like they wrote the book from studying him. But he had a friend when he was growing up, a dude named Terry. Terry was like this big dude that could just, the kind of guy that would just destroy people. My boss was always talking about, that time when me and Terry got into it with these guys. I'm like, after I heard those kind of stories about 4 times, I was like, you and Terry didn't get into it with anybody. You got into it with them, and Terry saved your ass. That's what happened. But if it wasn't for that Terry dude, that guy that was my boss would have been dead 30 years ago. No doubt about it. I was trying to think today. Yeah, shotguns and Dick Cheney aren't a good match. Little big man complex. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's why some people. I think there's more to it than this, but I think that's why some people tend to go narcissistic because they had no control over themselves, so they want to exert it over everybody else to try to catch up. And those people that have no control over themselves are either psychopaths or very prone to getting the crap beat out of them. That sounded pretty cool, at least to me. You know, a couple of Richards that didn't really like being called Dick. I had a couple of friends. One was a teacher, actually. He wasn't really a friend. I would probably call him a friend today if I saw him. His name was Richard Head. That was unfortunate. What was the other one I was just thinking about? Oh, I had a friend named Richard Wanko. That was a good one. Cat like that one. What time is it, Layla? What time is it? Oh, we should get have seen the look on her face. That was awesome. Looked like some Samuel L. Jackson character. What time is it, Layla? You know what time it is. It's time to get ill. Oh, that new trick. Yeah, the Dick Sweet one. That was a good one. And that Richard Wanko guy. I knew him from like probably first or second grade up until like I think he left. He went to another school maybe in third grade. So I knew him for just a short period of time when we were very young, 7, 8 years old. He was a cool guy. And then years later, when I got on Facebook, this would have probably been 2000, I don't know, 7-ish, somewhere in there, 2008, I don't know, when Facebook started. I got on there pretty quick after it started, as far as I know. But anyway, I ran into him on there. So that would have been roughly 40 years later, 30 plus years later. Anyway, he was the biggest drug addict I think I've ever seen. Like, wow, man, you've changed. I've got a picture of you at a birthday party drinking punch. I was watching a Tedeschi Trucks concert a couple of nights ago. Derek was playing something without a slide, and he was playing. I'm not Derek Trucks, so don't even go there. He was playing something that should have sounded something like, and instead he went. He like missed a note like that, and it was obvious that he'd missed it because he very quickly went, but he didn't intend to go. It wasn't that scale. It was something that was obviously a missed note. And instead of living with that, he was like, and he went into this raga kind of sounding thing that was based off that missed note. Played with it for like 2 minutes, and you could tell he missed the note because when he did, it wasn't a fake it; it was a fix it. He was like, "Okay, there are no wrong notes. It's just how you make them work together." And you could tell he did that because when he did, the bass player was standing there with him. They kind of looked at each other, like, "Oops." But he went on with it, man. It was a cool thing that he did. Like that, I missed. Well, I don't really have to give an example of me missing. I do it about every eighth note. Yeah, you could just sing anything. If they didn't understand English, you could have been singing like, you know, "Girl from Ipanema" to the tune of Hotel California. What's up, Robert? was accidentally playing something that almost sounded like something I didn't intend to play. Let's leave it at that. Band on the Run. Trying to remember the melody of the. Can't remember it. No, don't know that one. I don't know that I've ever tried to play any Wings. And it's probably a good thing based on that little exercise. that was. Drove everybody crazy. My video is mirroring, I think, because I'm definitely not left-handed. I couldn't afford a left-handed Les Paul. At least when I bought this one. They're probably about the same now, but when I was younger, a left-handed guitar was easily 50% more expensive than a right-handed guitar. Drove my brother crazy, who happens to be left-handed. My family is home. What?
Did you have a salad?
No, I did not have a salad.
What did you have?
I'm a carnivore, quite proudly.
A sandwich?
No, I created my own meal tonight.
I'm curious, what did you make?
I'm going to tell you what I made, and I'm going to tell these people live what I made, and then I'm going to get off my live stream. So dinner tonight was made as if it were a grilled cheese sandwich, but it was buttered bread, pepper jack cheese, turkey. I cut up some jalapenos.
You're welcome.
Then I put Swiss cheese on top of that. Then another slice of bread. Toasted it and grilled it like a grilled cheese. And I made some, I took some ranch and I took some Dijon mustard and I took some garlic and some cracked black pepper and made a little sauce to dip it in. And it was good. Adios. Thank y'all for stopping in.